Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time for another Postcard of the Week. And this week we have our Wichita Postcard Club September meeting this coming Saturday on September 6th, here at the end of the Labor Day weekend, or really the next weekend following. In any case, remember it's September 6th, and we're going to have this time a speaker from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, Dennis McBurney. And he will be talking about one of his collecting specialties, and that's the postcard artist, Walter Wellman. So let me turn it over to Dennis now, and he can tell us a little bit about what he will be talking about. Thank you.
As Hal said, Dennis McBurney. I've lived in Carlisle since about 2006, but for 50 years before that, I lived in the Wichita, Kansas area. Walter Wellman, all of us take a strange way to what we get interested in postcards. Wellman, unbeknownst to me, was also one of the artists for some exaggerated fishing postcards. But as I dug deeper, I found out he actually was very active in two different periods of time. The first postcard is one that was actually done a little bit later, about 1912. So it was after the highlight of the postcard craze, but I chose it because it is actually one of the most colorful postcards that he's done. The sentiment of less kiss and make up is always a good idea. So he is a curious gentleman. He created his own postcard company. He's only one of a couple people we know that actually was both artist and publisher of his own works. C.V. Dwiggins, or Dwig, is the other one that did one series. But for the most part, we think that Walter Wellman was most prolific in publishing his own works. As you dig into him, you find out there are a lot of other series published by other people that he also contributed to. Some he did the entire series, and in other cases, he contributed one or two or maybe a few more drawings for that series. As I mentioned, the exaggerated fishing was what got me introduced to some of his work, but it was unsigned. And as I discovered in the Lennon era, I thought originally maybe he had a son that was an artist like him, but in fact, it was him. 25 years later, he's in New Jersey and he's working on greeting cards, and he's a secretary for the local real estate and loan office. On the side, I guess we'd call it a sidelight business these days, he was still doing illustration. And so the second card I think you'll be seeing has to do with World War II. There were three different series that actually were documented in the military comics checklist, and I've also collected those. So the comic cards are always one of those kind of on the edge. They want to be funny, but in my collection, I try and stay away from the offensive ones. And I think Walter Wellman did a pretty good job of going right up to the edge. Maybe he fell over the edge a couple times, but if you check in with us, I'm going to go through a whole lot of different cards and different series, and I hope to show you some of the different styles that he had over the years. He's just a fascinating gentleman. He was freelance artist all the way.
Well, thank you, Dennis. That sounds neat. Or on Saturday, we'll have you show us his signature, which is a lot of little wiggles. But I'll save that for Saturday. We'll see you here September 6th, next Saturday. Be here at 1:45 p.m. We'll let you come in, and then the meeting will start at 2 o'clock after our social hour where we're saying hello and good to see you again, things like that.
All right,
Thanks
very
again,
good.
and we'll be together this Saturday. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.